Let go of all the self doubt. I believe in myself. As we said, when you journal, write this 20 times every single day. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. Welcome to the Finding Awareness YouTube channel. My name is Amit, and today I'm going to talk about self reliance. Self reliance is the number one thing because of which we can be happy. And the lack of self reliance is also the primary reason why all of us struggle to find our own unique happiness. You see, we live in a society where we're always trying to fit in. Say, growing up in school or in college, we dress like our friends, we listen to the same music as our friends, we watch the same movies because we want to fit in. Even when we are at work and in the company of people we don't know, we want to laugh at their jokes. We want to pretend as if we understand because the human mind always wants to belong. The human mind loves to conform. And this brings us to the very first reason why we aren't self reliant. Conformity is that reason. The irony is, we believe that conformity provides us with at least some level of acceptance, security, belonging, and there is strength in being in a group. There is strength in being accepted. There is security in being accepted. And we love towards moving towards that kind of conformity. The benefits of conformity are seem to be enormous. But then we have a counter force where we are also trying to be individualistic. We don't want to be absorbed in that conformist culture and we want to stand out. We want to do our own thing. But the inability to do our own thing is what creates unhappiness. We have to understand what are other sources of conformity. We realize that culture is one. If you come from the Eastern cultures, you realize there is a tremendous amount of force that society puts on you in order to conform. If you do anything which is out of the ordinary, a finger is pointed at you. You are made an example. Look, he's doing something or she is doing something which is not the norm. And if you happen to fail by trying something different, then again, you are made an example. Look, this is what happens when you do something which is different. So the culture forces us to conform. Traditions force us to conform. If you don't dress a particular way on a tradition, if you don't show up on a festival, then you are labeled a non-conformist. And this slowly begins to constrict your freedom. This slowly begins to put you in a framework where you cannot think, cannot have a morality, cannot have any kind of ideas which break you away from the group. Religions, especially, also reinforce this conformist mindset. You're supposed to pray in a certain way, you're supposed to believe in certain things. The moment people around you start telling you you must believe in a certain thing, you have begun to conform. And willingly too, because conformity, as we said, gives us a great deal of security. So conformity is the number one reason why we aren't self reliant. We have delegated our security to the group. So let's keep watching. What is the number two reason, second reason why we cannot be self reliant? We are dependent on other people. Dependence of various forms, emotional dependence, physical dependence on somebody else, which is financial dependence, and spiritual dependence. See, we love to depend on other people. If you are in a relationship with someone, you realize how quickly you get attached to them. You tell them all your problems, they give you solutions to your problems. So slowly, yet surely, you are becoming dependent on their emotional support. You want them to solve your problems. You stop thinking about what's really causing them and you just start seeking solutions which they might have. If they go on a vacation or they want to go and spend time with their friends, you become insecure because now you are attached to their presence. So this is emotional dependence. Sometimes we find ourselves in situations where we are not just emotionally but also financially dependent on the other person, on our partners, or on our parents is the same thing. So when I'm emotionally or financially dependent upon you, I become restricted in various ways. I begin to expect you to provide for that security. And when I expect you to provide that security, of course, you feel constricted in my presence, in my demands. And one fine day, you say, I don't want to do what you want me to do. And you wall up, you become defensive. And when you become defensive, I no longer have access to the security that you provide me. And I become weak, I suffer, I become unhappy. So you see, dependence creates unhappiness. When we find solutions from some source, whether it's a spiritual authority or a book or another person, we begin to depend on them too. Because now, oh, look, I found this person online or wherever who has all the solutions. So now I'm going to depend on them. I have delegated my capacity to reason, to think to this person. I want to absorb all the ideas they have and stop thinking for myself. See? So again, my dependence takes away my self-reliance and it makes me unhappy. So first is conformity. Second is dependence. What is the third reason why we become non-self-reliant? The third is, of course, fear and self-doubt. See, all of us have experienced various kinds of failures, various kinds of pains in our life. People have left us, whether it's romantically from our life, or our parents or our siblings don't talk to us anymore because we had an argument with them, or somebody passed away and we were really deeply attached to them. Whatever may be the reason, we are afraid. We have failed perhaps in our jobs, or perhaps we invested in a project or in a business and the business failed. So now I'm carrying the burdens of my fears and my failures, and all this fear is blocking my vision of my future. It creates self-limiting beliefs. It creates self-doubt. This self-doubt makes me rely on fate. It makes me rely on other people. It makes me rely on other events going right, and it makes me doubt myself. No matter what thing I start working on, something can always go wrong. See, I always think negatively about whatever is happening. All of this prevents self-reliance. So what is the way out of this? This is the number one reason. These reasons are the main foundation of our unhappiness because we are not self-reliant. The first thing we have to do is, of course, completely reject conformity, which is I begin to think for myself. I don't let my religion, my family, my friends, or whoever that surrounds me decide what is right from wrong. I start thinking for myself. I go off and do my own thing. That's the first thing you have to realize. Do your own thing. Okay? The antidote to conformity is to do your own thing. Stop trusting people. Stop following traditions. Stop following the norms. There is value in traditions, there is some value in norm, but don't blindly follow those things. Because if you blindly follow those things, they will completely surround your mind with the ideas and the notions which give you that security, and you will not be able to become an individual in the truest sense. So, how to become a nonconformist? Ask yourself the difficult questions. What do I think? Do I really like this music? Do I really like these movies? Do I really like this kind of food? Do I really want to dress this way because it makes me look like the people who surround me? Do I really enjoy reading these kind of books? Do I really like watching these shows? Everything you have to question. Do I really want to study this? Do I really want to have this kind of career? Or am I simply doing it because somebody put me on this path? Do I really want to marry this person? Or am I simply going along with whatever my parents are deciding for me, if you are in India or anywhere else? Or am I really making the decisions which I need to make in my life? So ask those difficult questions and go off and do your own thing. Do what you love. Figure it out. Figure out what you truly love to do. What are your hobbies? If you have certain hobbies, are you working towards developing them? Are you paying somebody to teach them to you? Are you investing in yourself? See, all of this is taking back control of your life. This builds self-reliance. This makes you a non-conformist. A non-conformist is not somebody who simply breaks the norm. A non-conformist is somebody who is doing whatever they like to do. And by the virtue of them doing whatever they love to do, they become a non-conformist. So don't go out and say, I'm going to stop doing this just because everybody else is doing it. That's wrong. Okay, that's non-conforming just for the sake of non-conforming, which is also equally stupid. It is equally stupid as conforming because everybody else is doing so. Okay, do your own thing. Do it because you feel drawn towards it. Okay, what is the second thing you have to do? The second thing you have to do is stop depending on other people. Stop depending on other people to provide you emotional security. Understand yourself. Meditate. Read good books that teach you about yourself. Start journaling every single day. Every morning, your routine, if you have one, if you don't have one, create one. You do your yoga or your exercise or your breath work, whatever you want to do, then you meditate and then you start journaling. Every single time you do that, you are now communicating with your deep mind, with your subconscious mind. And through the calmness that you have from meditation, you are now speaking from a calm state of mind to yourself. You are teaching yourself how to focus on your own mind, how to understand yourself. Write about the state of your mind, write about what worries you, write about what you want to achieve, write about the goals you have, write about your dreams if you have any. All of those things are essential. Don't make it a big problem about what should I write about. Just write. Just spend time with yourself and write. Because as you connect with yourself, you are becoming self-reliant as each day passes. Become financially dependent on yourself. If you are dependent on your parents or on your partner, start learning a skill. Take up an education course. Learn some skill on the side which helps you earn some money for yourself. Stand on your own 2 feet. Rely on yourself. Spiritually also, do not rely on what other people are saying. Read from them, learn from them, but question everything you hear. Become your own guide, become your own teacher. So stop depending on other people. What is the third thing you have to do? The third thing you have to do is, of course, begin to trust yourself. Let go of all the self-doubt. I believe in myself. As we said, when you journal, write this 20 times every single day. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. And saying that over and over and over again is going to drill this idea deep in your mind. And you are going to start believing in yourself by the simple virtue of you claiming to do so. Why do you doubt yourself? Because you're constantly saying, I can't do this, right? So if you reverse that, you're going to start believing in yourself. You don't need a reason to believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. Just pretend to believe in yourself even if you can't. Because even if you pretend to do so, now you're going to act from confidence. Now you're going to act from a place of faith. Now you're going to act from a place of belief. And as you act from that emotion, the actions you take will become new experiences. The confident actions that arise out of those states of mind will go back into your memory and say, look, I was able to do this. I believed in myself and I went and did well in that interview. I believed in myself and I spoke up for myself at work. I believed in myself and I expressed myself clearly to my partner. So do your own thing, stop depending on other people and start trusting yourself. All of this creates the foundation of self-reliance. And if you can rely on yourself, then you start bringing more and more control towards yourself from various elements, various unknown elements in your life. And this is the foundation of your happiness. Thanks for watching.